Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining us and welcome to today's Facebook Live episode. I'm Tiffany, I'm a Wilton instructor and I'm so glad to be hosting today because I want to share with you that Wilton is getting ready to launch our next round of virtual classes next week on February 1st. We have 10 great classes lined up for you, and actually several of them are new from the last round that we did in 2020. And for the first time, we are actually going to be offering some classes in Spanish, so we're really excited about that. So what I want to do today with you is give you a sneak peek into one of those virtual classes. It's the buttercream painting class. Before we get into that, I just want to let you know where you can find more information about all of the virtual classes is if you go to wilton.com and then look for the box that says sign up for live online classes. If you click on that, that will give you all the information on all of the different classes, the schedule, the pricing, everything. And to make it real easy for you, we've even got the link right in the description of this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the buttercream painting. This is a technique that will be featured in that class. And I love doing this because it's really beginner friendly and it's just a fun way to add a beautiful design to not only a cake, but also cupcakes and cookies. So before we begin, I just want to mention, if you are not already following Wilton's Facebook page, you'll want to make sure that you do that. So anytime we go live, you'll get the alerts that that's going to happen. And also, we would love to hear from you today. So in the comments, make sure you tell us where you're joining us from. Okay, let's get to our cake. So let me bring you up to speed with what I've got done already. So this is a 2-layer 8-inch cake that I've iced in thin buttercream consistency. And to get the blue color, I actually used 3 different icing colors here. I used the royal blue and then a little bit of violet and just a touch of the black. Whenever you're trying to get a dark or a bold color like this, it's a good idea if you can actually mix your icing color into your icing the day before you're actually going to decorate the cake, because these colors do intensify as they sit in the icing. So this way you'll be able to get the true color before you actually have to apply it to the cake. And if you have to do any last minute adjustments, you'll be able to do that before you have to decorate. Okay, so I've also got some other colors that I've mixed. This is all thin consistency icing that I am working with today. When you do spatula painting, you want to make sure that the buttercream is a thin consistency, so that way when you're applying it to the cake, you're not going to get a lot of icing buildup as you paint your petals or your leaves on. So as far as the tools that I'm going to be using, I do have a decorating bag fitted with a round tip 2 that will be adding some dot accents when we're all done. But other than that, the only tools I'm going to be using today are these 2 spatulas. So these are both 9-inch spatulas. You can see that they've got the angles, which I really like because that way you don't have to worry about your knuckles dragging in the cake as you're painting. So we've got the regular blade, and then we've also got the tapered blade. So you can see how the ends are very different. And that's really all we're going to use to actually paint, is just the very end of the spatula. So what I'd like to start with is the tapered spatula. I'm just going to grab a little bit of icing on the very end. And you want to just wipe off the sides and the tip, so there's really no icing on the sides. You just want it on the back of the spatula. And then we're just going to pull the spatula towards us. What's really nice about this technique is it's very forgiving. You can see that it's a little bit light, so I can just go right back over that petal with a little more icing if I need to. There we go. So we're just going to go around in a circle here, and again with each petal I do, I'm just cleaning off the sides of my blade here a little bit to get nice clean petals. And again, I'm just using the very tip of the spatula. If any of you have ever done this technique before, we would love to see your pictures. You can go ahead and put those in the comments. We can never get enough inspiration. It really helps too if you've got a turntable that you can put the cake on, because with each petal that you do, you might want to just slightly turn your cake so it's at a comfortable angle when you are adding your petals. As far as how many petals you need to do, it really just depends on how big the area is that you've got to work with and which spatula. You'll be able to fit a few more petals with this tapered spatula than you can with the other one. Just going to go over this one more time. Okay, and then we'll just go with a different color to add a center. Anytime you're going to switch colors, you'll just want to wipe your blade off. It's no different than if you were painting with regular paint and a brush. You would always wash off your brush in water before you switch colors. We do the same thing when we're working with buttercream. So I'm just going to add a little center. And there we have it. Let me show you one other with this other spatula, the wider spatula. So again, we're just going to put a little bit on the end, wipe off the excess on the edges, and give it a swipe. And for this one, we'll probably only be able to fit 5 or 6 petals. So for this orange, it's just orange icing color with a little bit of copper. For the purple that I was just using, that was violet mixed with a little bit of rose. The light blue that I used for the center of the purple flower, that is royal blue with just a little bit of violet. I'm just going to go back around these and clean those up a little bit. See what I mean about how forgiving it is? Okay, and we'll add a little center to that. And then if you wanted to, you could continue this design down the side of your cake if you want. You could add a bottom border if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and use my decorating bag and continue with a couple of dots. And then let me show you how to add some leaves. I like to use the tapered spatula for that. Let's add a leaf right over here. And it's really the same idea as the petal. And we'll add one more. And then let me also show you, let's see here, we'll add a little bud here, maybe right in here. So it just depends on whether you want more of a wide petal or a skinnier petal. That will determine which spatula you'll use. We'll add just a little green there, and that looks pretty good. Add a couple more dots. And there you have it. So if this is something that you think think you want to learn more about, you'll definitely want to check out the Wilton.com page that has all the class offerings. You'll be able to find that buttercream painting class there. If there's another technique that you're interested in, we've got 9 other classes that you can take a look at. And what's great about these classes is you can do one-on-one with the Wilton instructor. These are live classes. They're not pre-recorded tutorials. You're going to be able to interact with your Wilton instructor right in the comfort of your own kitchen. We also have group classes, and what's great about the group classes is that we're limiting them to just 4 students per class. That way, each person in the class is still going to get that individual attention from their Wilton instructor. So I hope that you enjoyed doing this with me today. I sure had fun sharing this design with you. I hope to see you in a virtual class soon. And if you joined us late today, you can catch this whole episode by going to Wilton's Facebook page and click on videos to get the whole replay. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy. Bye.